All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Wednesday. Is it a Wednesday? I think it's a Wednesday. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I still pray everybody is super blessed. Shout out to Magic, Internet, Money, and Games. What is going on, man? Shout out to J-Boy Bullish. He says, what up, y'all? Pre-smash the like button before the stream. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish in the chat, holding it down with a wrench. Shout out to Wake the Sheeple, like. Shout out to Gamer Anonymous. Shout out to Yowan Brown. Pump or do something. Well, Bitcoin does have another little bull flag forming on the chart, guys. So let's see what happens. When Moon? Valdemir wants to know when Moon. During the stream, baby, we're about to pump to $47,000. 50K by the end of the year. Shout out to Shayad. Shout out to Pineapple Love. Jesus is King. Amen to that. Shout out to Nigel. Love you, man. Shout out to the Wonka Boy. Shout out to ZoomX, guys. They hit me up with the hat. Not only that, they sent me a whole box of these. They're called anti-FOMO goggles. Okay, you put them on like this when price is pumping and you're not in a long, and it will keep you from the FOMO. Okay? I've never seen these before, but they actually work. They actually do a really good job. In fact, I might just walk around like this the whole time now. Do the whole stream this way. Definitely not gonna FOMO. Shout out to The Fish. The Fish says, yo, 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 Tether Printers. What is going on? Shout out to Jackson. Shout out to Gert DeLu. He says, what's up? Shout out to Cyber Posty. He says, my wife Kate keeps asking for a shout out. Shout out to Kate, Cyber Posty's wife. Shout out to Optimo Supremo. Shout out to Darren Does Things. What up, Casper Crew? Shout out to Sam Huayanis. Says, let's go. Chad needs a pair of those FOMO preventers. They sent me a whole pack of them, guys. They sent me tons of these FOMO preventers. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we'll do some some anti-FOMO goggle giveaways up in here. You know what I'm saying? We gonna pump or we gonna dump? Time to dump it. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this, guys. So, you know, basically, yeah, we'll get it. We'll get into this. We'll get into this Bitcoin, this craziness. All right, we'll get into this craziness. But as you guys can see, we are still long and strong, and we have not really made any sign of weakness yet on this chart. Now, one thing I will say, if this is really a bull flag, right? The 382 Fibonacci typically is the place to look for that bounce from. And so, yeah, if we come down to the bottom of this flag again, we could very easily get our bounce from that 382. If we do get a bounce from that 382, I'm going to add to this long trade. Also, we need to be aware of the Fibonacci golden pocket as well to retest the high down here at around 42,400. Also, if we do happen to get a bounce down to there, I will probably add to the long as well. Because the thing is, guys, this is still, objectively speaking, bullish market structure. Shout out to everybody in the chat. All right. Shout out to Making Money Online has a short position from 44,180. That's not a bad short. I mean, look. Did you take profits on it already? If you did, I would just lock it in and move the stop to the entry. That's how I've been shorting this entire time, right? I've been shorting this entire time by locking in the profits. All right, so all right. How to short coin from top gainers. I'm not sure what that means, my friend. I'm not sure what that means. Alright guys, we got about 800 people in here. We've been streaming for about 5 minutes. If we can get 1,000 likes within the first half hour, we will give away 1,000 USDT. Alright? Let's pop on over to our Bitcoin chart. Man, I was just looking at gold before the stream started, guys. Gold is putting in that new all-time high. Gold got that CDW. Would you look at that? So, very, very interesting stuff with gold. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin continues to get this parabolic move to the upside. And, things are looking bullish. Like, objectively speaking, obviously things are looking very, very bullish. Money flow continues to get higher on the daily time frame market cipher B, and the weekly time frame has no more bearish divergences. The VWAP is pointing to the upside again. Money flow is getting higher. When we look at the weekly chart, we really don't have any resistances until we get to $48,000. Why $48,000? Because we have the high from March 2022. Confluence with the value area high of the old range here, basically the old bull market range. Confluence with the Fibonacci golden pocket, the 618 Fibonacci. As we all know, that 618 Fibonacci is indeed a female, and her name is Six Juanita. She was my high school crush. I had a real thing for this chick. She was the bee's knees, and I thought she was into me too. Turns out I was in the friend zone, guys, because when I did ask her out on a date, she rejected me. She gave me the hand, she gave me the face, she gave me the pixelated nostrils, alright? She gave me those teeth, she gave me that hair, those hair follicles looking all nice and pixelated on the white background, and your boy Jay Casper was left high and dry with a broken heart. This is when I started down my red pill MGTOW road, became an incel. Actually, I'm a trans, what am I? I'm a transracial, transgendered, incel, lesbian. That's how I identify. But that's something for a different day. You want to talk about discrimination? Try living as a transracial, transgender, trans incel lesbian. Now, here's the thing. The reason why she rejected me is actually because she was into not a nice guy like your boy Jay Casper. No. She was into bad guys like this man here. Sam Bankman-Fried. Now notice something about Sam Bankman-Fried. Dude has strange formations of the memories, right? Left side is much taller than the right. And as he hangs upside down from his knees here, you can see that it is getting lower. Now here's what we really need to be paying attention to. As the Bitcoin price comes up to the 6 Juanita Fibonacci, we really do need to be watching some of these time frames to see if the upside down Sam Bankman-Fried man-boo pattern will appear. Alright, so we need to be watching the daily time frame for something like this to happen, right? Okay, money flow getting lower. We might see the red dot here on market cipher B. Let's make this a little bit bigger just so we can kind of see what we're looking for here. Alright, we're gonna just change the opacity just a hair. Right? We really need to be watching out depending on how fast we get this move to the upside. Alright? We might do something like this. Let's say we consolidate here for a little bit more. Let's say we have another one of these. Right? Everybody's expecting a very, very big move to the upside, but what if we have another one of these? Right? The daily time frame looks like it's about to print a left Sam Bankman-Fried red nipple. What if we get another range? Well, if we get another range, we could see the momentum waves and the money flow getting lower over time as we hit into that 6 Juanita. Now this could be where our real pullback comes. So this is the next major level of resistance that we need to be aware of. And also, let's say we do get a catapultic move up there, which I'm honestly leaning that way. Okay, but we can't know what's going to happen. But if we do get a catapultic move to the upside, we need to be watching for that on the 4-hour time frame, which could much easily form here, because we can see over time that the money flow is getting lower here. And so if we start to form a local bearish divergence right here, we could get a pullback. Now here's the thing. I'm bullish on Bitcoin long term. Like, I'm hodling, man. I got my hodl portfolio. I will never sell. Just kidding. I sell Bitcoin quite often, actually, because I'm here to make money, not just watch my portfolio number go up and down and up and down. But that's besides the point. The main point that I'm trying to make here is, you know, when we are getting a move like this, where this is like unsustainable. We are building liquidity under all of these lows. All right, the fact that people can high leverage long here without risking anything, right? They can just leverage 50x, 100x, and there's no punishment. This can only go on for so long before we get a major pullback. All right, something else that we need to keep in mind is the fact that we are trading in a range here, right? We are trading in a range with a clearly defined high and a clearly defined low, and we have seen these levels respected in the past, right? This $50,000 level was pretty much resistance flipped into support, flipped into resistance again during the bull market, and then the low here was support through the bull market, resistance in the bear market, and when we come back into an old fair value zone, we typically start to trade that fair value zone. So I would really be looking at that 50K target. In a very bullish scenario, we would basically just come back down to retest 39K before continuing with major upside. In a more bearish scenario, we would get a move back down to the bottom of the range at around 32K, entering into another big move to the upside, potentially even having that big dip to the downside happen right around April 2024, which just is the exact date that my son will be born, and the Bitcoin halving will happen on the same day. All right, I timed that really, really well. All right, trust me, a lot of calculus went into that conception, okay? To have my son born at the same day that Bitcoin will be halving. Is that not crazy? Now, it is very complicated how I'm going to have a son even though I'm involuntarily celibate. But again, that's another video for another channel. So this is the macro on Bitcoin. Let's talk about the micro. All right. So right now for Bitcoin, we do have a few levels of resistance above us. First of all, we are trading a range here, right? We have been trading this range. And yesterday we made this high. And we have to be aware that whenever we make a new high, this is an area to look for a short trade. In fact, the last few short trades I have taken on Bitcoin were CDW short trades. I have taken a number of short trades, as you can see, in the past few days, and they are pretty much all CDWs, right? They are pretty much all liquidity grabs of the highs. They've been paying very well, but you have to take profits early. But one of these days, all right, these short trades might be the top. So whenever you see the price is forming some kind of a bull flag, you need to take care to mark two areas on your chart. Area number one is the high. Area number two is the low. All right, let's mark our highs and our lows right now. All right, we'll mark our highs and our lows. It's just like life. There's high times, there's low times, but you got to mark them both. Because you're going to learn a lot from the highs and the lows, right? All right, so let's go ahead and mark our high. I can't mark the high, guys. See, one of the major issues I have in life is that I don't know how to use a computer, and it really does affect me big time, especially since I'm a trader. We mark the lows and the highs. If we get a move to the upside like this, with bearish divergences, we could absolutely look to short this down to near the low. Now, if we get a move to the bottom here, we could also, if the candle then comes back inside of this level and closes the candle, we have ourselves a long entry trigger where the stop loss goes below the wick and the target would actually be a new high. Now, remember this, all right? The reason why we would be looking for a long in an apparent breakdown of this range is because two reasons. Number one, it will stop out everybody who's long, right? But number two, this does appear to be somewhat of a bull flag, and if the trend is our friend until the end of the trend, and these bull flags have been breaking to the upside quite a bit here, right? For example, we had a pump, bull flag, pump, bull flag, pump, bull flag, pump, bull flag. Are we going to get another pump? Well, here's the thing. Look at this. Would you look at this? Right back at this last bull flag here, We marked the low, right? We took the low, and that was actually the low, right? From right down here, that was actually the low from Monday. In fact, that was the trade setup we gave in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Shout out to the Casper Crew, raking in the juicy gains throughout this entire range. We've been given some good calls, not just myself, but the other instructors, right? So this right here, if we're going to take this low, we need to be aware that not only is that the historic pattern to get the continuation, but if we pull our fib, it's also the 382 Fibonacci, right? Right around that zone. In fact, let's pull it from the low, right? Pull it from the low. It's the 382 Fibonacci from the low as well. And typically, if we're going to be trading a bull flag, that 382 is where we are going to get our bounce from, right? So, some nice confluence right there. But secondly, we do have to be aware of the golden pocket down below, because a support resistance flip could also offer us a bounce. But here's the truth. If we start to lose this golden pocket, lower prices might come. And the reason why is because, you know, of the elephant in the room that we're all aware of with this Bitcoin price, which is the weekend pump, right? Now, CME gaps don't always get filled, but oftentimes they do get filled. So we take a look at the Bitcoin futures chart here, and we can see that over the weekend, right? Let me remove this here. We can see that over the weekend, we got a big pump. Now, this is the traditional market that does not trade on Friday or Saturday, right? And so the Friday candle closes, and then the Monday candle opens up with a gap right here in the chart, right? We closed at 39,225. We opened above 40K. So a lot of times we do see these gaps fill, which means we could see a move all the way back down to retest this key area of resistance. Now remember, this 38 whatever $1,000 zone was very key resistance for a number of days, right? We knocked into it once, twice, 3, 4 times, right? And then we have this gap. So if we're not going to get a local bounce here, we do need to be aware of coming down to fill this gap. Now, not only is this gap the CME futures gap at around 39K, but also this futures gap, if we go to the Coinbase chart, the futures gap is also the highest volume node of the entire range from the bull market. So it's a major support resistance flip. Now, the best support resistance flips, or should I say, how do I even word this? You know, I don't know, because I really just don't know anything. You know, it's a sad situation to be in. But this level, in my opinion, is not officially reclaimed unless we come back down for retests. Yes, we could keep pumping up forever, but the healthiest way to claim a level of resistance, which clearly this was, we formed a kind of a symmetrical triangle right here, would be to come back down for a retest. And this just so happens to be that CME futures gap, the highest volume node of the range. And so look, if we start to get a major pullback, that would be the first area of support to look to, that high volume node of the range, which honestly would flush out a lot of these over leveraged longs, because this move, especially right here, the past 3 days, come on, everybody knows this is not a healthy move, right? Everybody knows this is not a healthy move. This is unsustainable. Yes, we could have this continue. We could get a major blow off top. We could end up with another 1 or 2 massive blue daily candles. But when you see a move like this, this is unsustainable, right? It is unsustainable. So be prepared for a pullback. This is why I've been saying, like, look, if you're on the sidelines, if you're not a scalper like myself and others, and you're more of a high term time frame trader, if you're not already in a spot or leveraged position on Bitcoin from lower, this is not necessarily the best time to get in. Yes, you could get in, but look, when it comes to trading, when it comes to investing, our goal is not to catch every move. Our goal is to plan for those really high probability, low risk, high reward setups, so that over time we're making money, right? Right now, in my opinion, a long trade is a bit of a gamble, because yes, you could say, look, our next target is clearly 50K, another 15%. But if we get a pullback, we're looking at a 15% pullback. So you're literally risking just as much as you're going to win. You know, it would be better, in my opinion, to wait for a better entry point where you say, this is a very clear support where if lost, I know my idea is wrong. Right? If you long here, you don't really know that your idea is wrong until price comes all the way back down to this level, and then you're stuck in the position where you're in the YouTube chat and you're like, hey Jay, I longed 43,933 and now we're at 37.6. What do I do? Should I close it? Do you think we're gonna bounce from here? And you know, whenever I get questions like that, my answer is always, I don't know. I don't know. If you enter a trade without knowing where to get out and where to take profit, you're gambling, right? So the only setup I see here, at least on a high-term time frame, would be something like this. And again, this is a really bad risk-to-reward ratio. All right? Really bad. So, you know, I would just caution. If you're on the sideline, I would wait, because eventually we are going to get a pullback. Eventually we're going to get a really good setup, good risk-to-reward ratio. The markets will be here tomorrow and the next day and the next week and the next month. And if we really are going to go into a massive bull market, trust me guys, there's going to be plenty of opportunity to get in, right? We can look at these other pumps that happened. Let's say you missed even all of this, right? This was a very obvious and clear setup right here. Back in January 2021, like everything was saying long, we had 4-hour bullish divergences. The daily was printing a hidden bullish divergence with a deep momentum wave. And that gave us another, you know, 124%, right? Also down here, this was a bit more of a difficult trade to get into, but there was plenty of opportunity to get into a long trade, even from this zone here, and even from this zone here. And also, you know, there's going to be other opportunities as well. Like there's always opportunity, right? Don't ever feel the FOMO. And if you feel the FOMO, you know, I recommend you check out these, again, ZoomX. Shout out to ZoomX, because they sent me all these things. I don't know what it is. I've never really seen something like this before, and then I realized they're anti-FOMO goggles. All right, so you just loop them over your ears like this, and they keep you from FOMOing. All right, the only negative downside to this is you can't tell the difference between the buy button and the sell button. So sometimes you might long instead of short, or vice versa, but that's okay. All right, but that is okay. Let's check out how Bitcoin is doing here. She's pretty much the same as when we started on the stream, but I do have a feeling that we are going to get a little bit of a pump here. All right, now here's the thing. We've got 1,300 people in here, and we have 7 minutes left to get 1,000 likes. All right, if we can get 1,000 likes in the next 7 minutes, we'll give away 1,000 USDT. How's the homestead? It's great. I just planted more garlic. We have so much garlic in the homestead. We still have garlic that we harvested in the summer of 2022. And so, garlic, man, I love it. Shout out to TJ Johnson in the chat. Shout out to AZTV. Shout out to Sammy Ben Sadok. He says, wowza, 8 number of money too. What does that mean? I missed something in the chat here. Jay keeps talking about a bear trend for a month and it won't come. That's true, man. I really thought we were going to get a rejection at that point of control of the range, and we just broke right out of it. But you know, here's the thing, and you guys who follow me know, you know, I just trade what the charts tell me. You know, I trade what they tell me. I'm not here to make predictions. I am here to say when we have bearish divergences under a key resistance, the probabilities say we're going to get a pullback, but that didn't happen. So guess what? You got to change the plan on the fly, right? You got to change the plan on the fly. People don't like that, but that's what you got to do. You have to be reactionary in the moment, right? We didn't get a good short setup, so I didn't even take a short. I didn't have time to take a short because we just broke out of there, and next thing you know, we're at new highs. All right, shout out to Chad Ferguson. He says, I just looked in the mirror and realized I have the SBF man boots. What do I do? Well, Chad, what you need to do is you need to leverage those into leverage trading. All right. Hang upside down if you want to go short. Stand upside right up if you want to go long. All right. All right. Let's check out. Let's check out. Do I grow hot peppers? I do. I do. I grow jalapenos, and I also grow cayenne red peppers. All right. Yeah, that's what I grow. That's what I grow, Freedom Man. All right. All right, so let's check out the Bollinger Bands on the 1 hour. All right, someone wants to check out the Bollinger Bands on the 1 hour. All right, so they're squeezing together, which historically has given us a move, right? They are squeezing together, which historically has given us a move here. All right. Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. I really was expecting a move to the downside before this breakout happened. All right. And the reason, one of the main reasons why I was expecting it is because we were coming up to this white line, 38,750. This is a major resistance here, right? And we were forming all this liquidity, all these over leveraged longs here. And again, we had just broken out of a major zone. So in my mind, this would have been an opportunity of a lifetime. That would have been an opportunity, not of a lifetime, of basically of the year. That would have been the opportunity of a year, which is why I was talking about it so much, because this would have been absolutely such a juicy trade. Just like this now can be a very juicy trade, right? But we never got that move down. So it is what it is. We have to trade with what the charts are telling us. But here is one thing that I can say. All right. I will say this. I was wrong here. And that's fine, right? Because no one can get it 100% right. But I was right here. I was right here. And I was right here. And I made videos, very bullish videos back last year, calling for 20K, calling for 30K. And people laughed me to scorn because I was an idiot getting bullish in a bear market just to get YouTube views. But I was right so far, all right? So now that we're getting super, super bullish, now that everyone's bullish, I'm starting to get a little bearish here, and I was wrong, all right? I admit it, I was wrong. But look, even though I was wrong, I've made a lot of money through this pump because I was aggressively buying spot Bitcoin when FTX went down. Under 20K, I was buying it like a wild man, irresponsibly buying it. I even one time said, I'll never forget, I was live on Crypto Faces channel. I said I have more Bitcoin than I do cash, and I realized it came out of my mouth and I sounded stupid because, you know, everyone else was like, man, what an idiot. But look, worked out pretty good. And as a day trader, you know, for me, even though I was wrong about my idea to get into a very juicy long from here, we've been able to get into longs. We've been able to get into to other long trades, right? This whole way, like this one here, right? And others, right? The setups that we've been given in the Casper crew, the juicy longs, right? So look, that's one of the benefits of being a day trader and a swing trader and a spot holder, is you can take advantage of no matter what happens. And, you know, even though every time we've gotten a move to the upside, I have said, look, I want things to be bearish, but they're not looking as bearish as I want. So that is what it is. You know, I do wish for a pullback so I could get into a very nice long trade, but I got to take what the market will give. So Bitcoin right now, getting a little bit of a move here. Okay, getting a little bit of a move here. A little. If we do break this bull flag, the measured move is just under $46,000. Let's take a look at our intermediate levels of resistance here. Right, we know our major levels are basically going to be that $48,000 to $50,000 level. We have some intermediate levels on the chart as well. So let's go to our Bybit chart here, and let's zoom in, and let's take a look. All right, so to the upside, guys, these are areas of resistance that we do have on the chart. Let me see here. What even layout is this here? Aha. All right, yeah, so look at this, guys. There's a few things. First of all, we have a monthly level. All right, we have a monthly level. If we go to the monthly chart, we can see that we have this monthly, these two candle closes, the candle open, the candle close and the candle open right here from April 2022. This is going to be an area of resistance. But if we go to the 1 year chart, let's go to the 1 year chart. Just above that, we have the yearly candle close of 2021 and yearly candle open of 2022. That is going to be a yearly level of resistance. And honestly, guys, that could be, if we're not going to come up to the 50K immediately, we might do something like this, where we get a reaction from that yearly level and get a little bit of a pullback before coming in to hit the final high, right? And the reason why I say that is because, you know, when we go back in time and we look at the yearly opens, they are respected quite nicely. They actually do get respected quite nicely, right? Let's go to, for example, let's go to Coinbase real quick, because we can see, actually, let's go to the all-time index, right? We can see that these yearly opens do get respected. Look at this, right? Look at this. So we have back here, this is the bull market of 2017. We formed this yearly level, and during the bear market rally, we literally reject to the dollar from that. Now look, it's still a bullish thing, but that was a very key area of resistance right here, okay? That's pretty crazy, right? How that happens, how that yearly level gives us the reaction like that. I mean, it's literally to the dollar, right? It's literally to the dollar. Now, it doesn't always happen, because we can see over here that this yearly level was not a resistance, at least not on the 12-month chart, but we could see when we did reclaim it, we came back down to retest it. If we go to the weekly, let's go to the weekly. Even on the weekly, guys, when we came up to that level, it did give us a pullback of, 35%. So that is pretty interesting, right? These yearly levels, we get a pullback of 35%. That one time, this second time, this literally led us into the dump of March 2020, a 72% move to the downside. And so now we've got another yearly level coming up just above. So we do need to be aware, right? I'm not saying anything's going to happen. I'm not sitting here saying we're going to have a massive black swan event. I'm just saying, historically speaking, these levels have given us significant moves, and we have one just above us. And in history, for the entire Bitcoin chart, we've only had 3 of them, right? Unless you want to count the one from 2012. I don't really count that one. I mean, we've really only had 3 of them. It only really happens after that bear market as we're going into the halving, right? So all 3 times that yearly level has given us some kind of resistance. So here we are, once again, coming to that yearly level, right? Now, in addition to that, above us, we do have some other key zones that we need to be aware of. Now, we understand that 50K is really the main level that we're looking for. But if we take a look at all the volume that's traded here over on Bybit, right? Over on Bybit. Sorry, ZoomX, I'm talking about Bybit. We've got ourselves a high volume node right up here at $47,300, right? So we've got a yearly level, we've got a high volume node just above us before we actually get to our $50,000 target. So we're coming into a pretty significant zone of resistance, I would say right around this entire area here. We've got the monthly level, we've got the yearly level, we've got the high volume node, we've got the golden pocket, all these things in our green box. All right, so again, I'm not going to sit here and say we're 100% getting a pullback, but I am going to sit here and say this is resistance. All right, this is resistance, just objectively speaking, y'all. Now, shout out to my super chatters. Shout out to Real Therapy. Can you check on crude oil? Yeah, we can. If I didn't have on spot from earlier, where would I add back? We'll check on crude oil. Shout out to Real Therapy. Thank you so much for the super chat. Shout out to Aaron G. Holding it down with the wrench. Look, for me, I'll be honest with you. Like, the only places I personally would be looking to get back in would be, man, this is tough. This is a tough one. This is a tough question. Because I would say this, wherever I would be looking to get into a long trade on Bitcoin is also where I would buy on spot. So if we get a move down to 32K around this area, this is a spot buy for me because this is a major support resistance split, right? If we come down to 30K, 31K, 32K, that's definitely would be a spot buy for me, as well as a very major swing trade for me. And then of course, I would say anything below 30K, I would also be DCAing in if we get a move down. I mean, if we happen to get some kind of crazy event, you know, a black swan, so they say, and we tip down below 20K again, I'm going to be buying like a very aggressive person. And look, I know this sounds crazy, but I still am not... I still would not be surprised if we see 12 to 13K, right? Because we did kind of bottom out in the middle of nowhere. This is major support that we never hit, right? And yes, we may have front run and that may be it. But if something crazy does happen, we very well may get a move back down to the yearly open, which is around 16,500, right? Or something extremely crazy happens. We might even see some of the derivative exchanges dip even lower. So, you know, obviously it would be very difficult to be buying on spot there. You would have to be sitting there during the dump buying. And you know what? I'll be honest with you guys. I literally was sitting there with my wife on the couch spot buying Bitcoin as we were dumping down here. And as we were dumping down here as well back in June. This was a Friday. I shouldn't even have been on the computer. Was it a Friday? One of these days was a Friday. Maybe I'm wrong, huh? I might be wrong. You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should have been on the computer. You know what? I'm not as a bad guy as I thought. All right, let's take a look at crude oil. Let's take a look at crude oil. And before we take a look at crude oil, guys, I gotta go take care of something real quick. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second here. All right, we're back. All right, crude oil. Let's take a look. Good old CO. Shout out to everyone bench pressing in the chat, guys. You know, I haven't actually bench pressed in over as close to a year now since I've bench pressed. Like, just normal bench pressing. Isn't that crazy? All right. You know, I should be trading crude oil on Wow. Oh man. Shout out to CryptoFace, man. When this happened, he made a lot of money on crude oil. I'll never forget that, man. I'll be honest with you. CryptoFace went live last night. And hang on, let me change the screen. It felt like the good old days, man. It felt like the good old days. It was like a $5 million position. Bitcoin pumping. It felt like the good old days. I'll be honest, I miss those days, man. I miss 2020, 2021. Those were really good times for me. They were really quiet times because the whole world shut down. And I just got to spend a lot of quality time with the family and all this. I really like dove into trading. That's when I started to become not just a swing trader. Alright, so crude oil. We are getting a bit of a pullback here. So this is it. That wick is just so insane, alright? Alright, we can't trust the wick, but let's pull a fib from this last significant low. Alright, so we've already hit the golden pocket, and we got a pretty significant bounce from it. Okay. So, I see a level that I'm interested in. That wick is just insane, right? Let's just out of curiosity pull a fib from that wick just to see like what happens, right? I'm curious to see like what even happens. This is crazy. Wow, so we hit the 382, guys. We hit the 382 of that fib. Isn't that wild? That is wild. Okay, I think in order to get a key zone on the crude oil, we need to go back in time a bit. Let's look at this previous range that we traded here. Okay, yeah, so I really like this area here for crude oil. The 786, around $53, $54. And the reason why, now please keep in mind guys, I have never traded crude oil in my life. I'm a crypto trader. But the reason why I really like that is for 3 reasons right now. Okay, number 1, it is the 786 Fibonacci from this recent low to the high. Okay, so it is a fib level. But the second reason I really like that is because it allows us to take out all the liquidity that we have below these lows. So basically, this entire time we've been making higher lows, right? We've been making higher lows this whole time here, which means there's liquidity to be taken below. So the only way we'd stop out all these guys is if we come down to the 786. Now also, it's the high volume node of the entire range that we've basically been trading here since 2001, right? So, man, what did anything happen in 2001 that would have made oil more expensive? It's hard for me to remember because here's the thing. One of the side effects of wearing these anti-FOMO trading goggles is that they do affect your memory a little bit. They do keep you from FOMO, but they do affect your memory just a little bit. Now, you know, we might do a giveaway, because shout out to BingX, man. They sent me, I'm not even kidding. They sent me a Christmas present. Bybit sent me a Christmas present last year. Man, let me show you. Bybit sent me this last year. This is like literally the nicest piece of clothing I own. because I don't buy nice clothes. They sent me this race jacket. Isn't that nice? It's real nice. Right? But I guess now that I can't trade on Bybit anymore, ZoomX, they want me to rep ZoomX. They sent me a hoodie, they sent me a mug, they sent me a hat. They sent me all these anti-FOMO goggles. Yeah, shout out to ZoomX. You know? Yeah, but like this high volume node of the range down here for crude oil, it just looks like a nice level. And even if we come down here and we get a bounce, I don't know what oil's going to do in the future. I have no idea, right? The world is a very volatile place right now. It's either going to be very, very bullish for a new high, or it will allow us to potentially get into a short on oil, because once we come down to that high volume node, right, we are then going to be changing market structure, which means we could then pull our Fibonacci and look to do something like this. We come down, we take out all the longs, we get a bounce, make a higher low, make a lower high, and then come back down to the low of the range, to the support, which has literally been support going all the way back now to 2004. It was resistance in 2003. It's just a really, really nice level. I mean, really, when we look at oil for the past 20 years, 20 plus years, going on 23 years now, we've roughly been trading between our high here and our low here, right? And so this is the middle point, the 786, around $54. If we drop down to $54, there's a pretty good chance we get a bounce from there. And then if we make a lower high and we see bearish signs, then we could look for it to come back down here as well. But we're talking like, who knows? This could be years. I don't know, because, you know, I've never traded oil. I never have. But it all works the same. TA is TA, no matter what. Whoa. All right, check. Check. We got audio again. All right, let's check out the S&P 500. I am long on the SPX still over on BingX. All right, let's see if we got any super chats in here, because my software doesn't send them to me anymore. I don't want to miss anybody. Nope. All right, awesome. If you do send a super chat and I don't shout you out, all right, then just spam the chat, because I don't want to miss you, all right? I don't want to miss you. Yeah, sorry about the mic, guys. I do not know what happened there. All right, Bitcoin pumping a little bit. Let's check out the S&P. All right, well, this is the ES mini futures. Let's check out the index. I don't see a breakout happening here. I do think we are going to break out. I still say we're going to put in a new all-time high here. I still say that. We're going for the highs. That's what I think. And when we go for those highs, it's going to make for a very, very nice pullback. In my opinion, we will have monthly bearish divergences We will have weekly bearish divergences. We will have daily bearish divergences. Yeah, but I don't see us breaking out of here. I don't see a breakout happening right now. But let's check out Bitcoin. Alright, so Bitcoin, we have a pretty significant increase of open interest. In fact, just throughout the day here, we've gone from about 564 million to about 602 million. So we've seen about 40 million new traders actually step open into the market, putting their capital at risk. It's been a fair share of longs and shorts because CBD is flat. All right. That means as we're consolidating in this triangle here, we are seeing longs and shorts open up. So people are expecting a move, and we are going to get some pretty significant follow through here shortly. All right. We can't just have all these trades open up. Open interest building means we are going to get a move, right? We can't just expect money to be pouring into a market without some kind of follow through, right? So essentially, when we go down to like the 12-minute here, we've got ourselves this triangular type shape, right? We're building liquidity above the highs. We're also now building liquidity below the lows. I would say there's more probability of a move to the upside, and the reason I say that is because this money flow is getting nice and thick on the 12-minute. And also I'm long, so I'm biased. You know, I'm just going to be honest with you. But yeah, it's mostly the money flow getting thicker here. But wow, we've had 40 million increase of open interest throughout this entire thing here. So we are going to see follow through shortly. And if we do get the breakout, then I am absolutely looking for my next target around $47,000. Hopefully we'll take profits on this long here. And also, guys, you know, keep in mind that this is not only a key resistance, but it is the technical target of this entire bull flag, right? So there is a bullish pattern here. I don't trade bull flag breakouts, but what I will do if we start to break out of this is I will add to my long position, so my average entry is a little bit higher here. Because as you can see, I've really taken a lot of profit on this. All right. I've taken a lot of profit on that. And I would like to add, so if we keep pumping, I can keep taking profits. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish. What has been my most profitable trade, a long or short? A long. Definitely a long. 1 hour bullish CBD on CoinLies. Let's check it out. So this is the 15-minute chart here. And yes, we do have bullish CBD building from this low that we put right here. So actually, let's calculate that here. So we had about 169 million, 161 million, so about 8 million shorts absorbed at that low there. About 8 million shorts absorbed on an increase of OI. Yeah. But you could also say, nah, you can't really say that we had bearish CBD. Yeah, you could say there's some bullish CBD here. Let's pump it, baby. Let's pump it. Let's pump it. How do you add to your trade? You just add. You just add more. You just long again. You just long again. Pumperoni and cheese. Shout out to Splashfire Films. Let's go, Bitcoin. Come on. Let's go. I really do want to hit a new TP, especially on stream. That would be epic. That would be epic. Man, AVAX is ripping. Let's check out AVAX. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish. Let's check out AVAX. Wow, AVAX is ripping, man. Man, oh man. Would you look at this, man? I have not looked at AVAX quite some time, but I should have listened to my own dang TA, because we've got a breakout and a retest of the golden pocket trend line, and now we're pumping. Man, that is crazy. Why didn't I take advantage of that, huh? Man, oh man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Well. Okay, so AVAX, guys, we got a breakout and a retest of the trend line. We are now breaking above the value area high of the range. We are ripping. Like a wild woman running through the dang jungle with a laundry basket on her head, looking like Janet Yellen. With toned six-pack abdominals from the 6-second abs that she bought on TV. Man, alright. Next target for AVAX for me. You guys know, if you follow this channel, you know. $44.58, baby. That's where AVAX is going. $48, $44.58. $44.58. That would be my next target for AVAX. From that May 2022 order block that every single dang coin respects. Right? I mean, look at this. Solana respected it to the dang dollar. And now it retested it to the dang dollar. Right, it gave us a 23% move down. And look at this, like literally as we speak, on the day, Sol is once again testing that order block from 2022. And you know what else is crazy, guys? You know, every single coin has respected that level. It's quite phenomenal. It really is quite phenomenal. Look at this. Bitcoin to the dollar. Order block. Spring of 2022. Look at that. We literally respected it to the dollar. And we've seen altcoin after altcoin respect these to the dollar. So I would assume for AVAX we're going to do the same thing. I would expect we would do the same thing. Alright, here we go. Bitcoin's making an attempt at the break. Making an attempt at the... Shout out to Jagged Mountain. An OG subscriber. God bless you, Jagged Mountain. It's really good to see you here. Bitcoin pumping, baby. Let's see if we break out of this bull flag. Shout out to the soft pretzels, my favorite thing to eat. I love soft pretzels. I know they're not the best thing for you, but you know what? Sometimes you just need to eat a whole bunch of simple carbohydrates with lots of sodium late at night if you got a heavy squat day tomorrow. I'll bet you Aaron G knows what I'm talking about, man. You ever eat 5 soft pretzels, lots of salt, sleep for 9 hours, and then do heavy squats? You feel like Superman. There's something about sodium and carbs that really make you perform well in the gym. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish. He has a massage scheduled, and he's psyched. And shout out to Aaron G. Shout out to Always Leveraged. Shout out to Splashfire Films. Guys, every like will pump Bitcoin $1,000. So go ahead and like the dang stream. Should we do the pump song? I don't know. I don't know if I can do the pump song, guys. I don't know if I could do the pump song right now. My voice is a little bit scratchy. $49K is a nice number to fool bulls and bears. You're right, AZTV. That is a very good point. Shout out to Crypto Coons. God bless you, man. Thank you so much for being a mod. Thank you so much for being here. I love you, bro. You're the man. If I don't bench, what exercises do I do? Lately for chest, I've been doing just weighted push-ups as my main horizontal press with a backpack, a Market Cypher backpack actually, full of cheap plates, and I've been doing incline dumbbell presses and weighted dips. That's it, you know. All right. We got shorts waiting at 45.5 and 46.3. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish. Shout out to Crypto Coons. Shout out to Tony Z. He says donuts. Man, I'm not a fan of donuts when it comes to my carbs because there's just too much, right? Too much. Like, I don't like the sugars. The sugars, if I'm gonna eat sugar, it'll be honey. You know? I do eat a lot of honey in the middle of my workouts. I've been doing it straight Eric Bugenhagen style. I got the raw honey in the jar with the spoon down there, and sometimes, you know, if I need a little extra boost, I'll just take a giant glob of honey and eat that raw honey down. But donuts, I can't, because it does something to me. Like, if I eat a whole bunch of donuts and go to sleep and try and wake up and have a good workout, it's not the same as soft pretzels with salt. It's not the same as bagels either. All right, let's check out. Is the ETF overhyped? So my honest thoughts on the ETF, right? I do believe it's going to be very bullish in the long term. I also think it's going to have an immediate reaction in the market when it's approved. Crap. Check. All right, we're back. I don't think that the ETF is going to kick off the bull market. I think it will allow for money to flow into crypto over time, right? It's going to take months. People are going to have to go to their financial advisors and make part of their portfolio allocated to crypto. It's not like people are standing, it's not like your grandpa's standing there right now waiting for the ETF to come out. No, he's going to talk to his guy, and the guy's going to say, hey, you know, we now offer, you know, you can put some of you can invest in crypto. You down for that? And your grandfather's going to be like, yeah, you know, my grandson's into that stuff. I heard it's good. I don't understand it. You know, blockchain, you know, I don't know who the CEO, I don't follow. But yeah, give me some of that stuff, all right? That's going to take some time. You know what I'm saying? Why don't I do Doge? Because I trade Bitcoin with my eyes closed, basically. Bitcoin is I just trade it on autopilot. It's easy. It's predictable. And, I'm a busy guy, man. I'll be honest. I'm a real busy guy. I know that I could be making a lot more gains. But I have something that works for me. I have something that's sustainable for me. Right? I have something that works, something that's sustainable. And, I'm kind of set in my ways, I guess. You know, I'm an old man now. You young whippersnappers out there trading these altcoins. Back in my day, there was just Bitcoin, Litecoin, Dash, and this new thing called Ripple, which we don't like because it has to do with the real banks. And we're against that. All right, here's Doge. And of course, always Monero. All right, Doge is breaking out here. We've got ourselves the range. Now, Doge, obviously, in my opinion, is probably going to make a new all-time high in the cycle. The reason I say that is because we do have, let's see here. Yeah. Once we come above 15 cents, it's gonna set off a short squeeze, because all of this here is just pure liquidity waiting to be taken. So we're gonna shoot up through here very, very fast. And let's see here. We might actually see Doge hit $1. We might see Doge hit $1. Yeah, our next major resistance on Doge is going to be right around 45 cents. Because once we get above 15 cents, we are going to just short squeeze like crazy. I mean, there's very low volume. Look at this. Most of the volume's down here. Right now we're at a low volume node, and the high volume node is at 15 cents. So once we come above 15 cents, there's very little volume right here. We can just very easily just take out all these highs right into the golden pocket. So look, if you hold Doge on spot, keep holding. I do hold Doge on spot because I never took it seriously, to my own shame, back in the days when you could have made real money on it. And now I'm like, what the heck? It's probably gonna pump. Let me just have a little bit on spot, right? Yeah, as far as like getting long on Doge right now, let's see what we got. Well, I mean, this might be too good to be true, but I mean, if we get a move back down to 7.666 cents, that's a golden pocket, the golden pocket of the last move and the high volume node. So, I mean, if we're gifted with that pullback, that could be nice. Yeah, I mean, it's a really nice level, guys. It's a high volume node and a golden pocket. So I would say, look, if this is going to be a real breakout on Doge, I would look for the golden pocket and the high volume node. That would be a really nice, really nice rounded bottom here, right? Just that nice rounded bottom. You could say that we have changed market structure. We made our low, our high, our higher low, our higher high. Now we look for a higher low at the golden pocket, high volume node for a higher high. That's kind of what I would look at as next major support on the good old dog coin. Yeah, my grandfather did teach Warren Buffett everything that he knows. So shout out to Warren Buffett. Shout out to all 1,300 people here. Only 700 likes. Guys, can we get 1,000 likes in the next 30 seconds? If everyone likes the stream right now, we can give away $1,000. Oh, Hiso feels like there's a lot of new people in here, like a macro top amount. Yeah, like, I don't know if a macro top amount, but there's definitely, like, new people that I've seen around here. Yeah. Boom Select. Why does my entry price get higher than what I bought when I'm trading at 100x? It's probably because your exchange is giving you slippage, right? Are you trading on BingX? If you're trading on BingX and you're marketing in 100x, they're not going to give you the price that you marketed in at, right? I recommend using an exchange like MEXC is really good. You know, they won't do that to you. ZoomX, they won't do that to you. But yeah. Always Leverage says Bitcoin's probably going to consolidate. Looks like money's flowing into these altcoins. Yep, very well. That is typically what happens. It is a Wednesday. I was expecting a little bit more volatility. Maybe tomorrow we will we'll be trading some altcoins in the Casper crew VIP. Shout out to my man from India. God bless you. Shout out to Crypto Burger. This guy buys Doge and snubs SHIB. WTF? Did I ever say that I snub SHIB, my friend? I actually hold a lot of SHIB also on spot. I don't snub SHIB. I made a lot of money on SHIB back in that crazy rally. In fact, I'd say based on I made the most percent gain on my margin on a SHIB trade than on any Bitcoin trade. I ended up making close to it was like 6,000% on my margin. You know? Alright, shout out to my man Roz for the super chat. What's my opinion on Celestia? I've never heard of Celestia. Let me check it out. Never heard of this thing, Celestia. Let's check out Celestia. Celestia. Is it it's a Celestia? Is that what it is? My opinion on it, based on the chart, is I don't know what it is, but it's pumping like crazy, and you know, I don't know what it is, right? But let's check this out, okay? Dang. Well, the long trade was from the golden pocket, which we already hit and bounced from, so that's a bummer. I was hoping maybe we hadn't done that, but we did. So let's see here. Man. Look, I mean, I don't know if this is going to happen, but if we do get another move down, I like the 75-cent zone here, because the 75-cent zone, I don't know if this is going to happen, right? Because we're pumping like a wild woman, but it's a support resistance flip, it's the golden pocket, and it's a liquidity grab of these lows that we already made here. I would say the bounce from the golden pocket looks pretty good. But look, if we're going to now come lower, if, like for me, if this was Bitcoin or an asset that I trade, I would look to just take this out into the golden pocket support resistance flip. Come down to the low of this range, which is also the high of the old range. But yeah, I would say, unfortunately, the first place that we would look would be this golden pocket, and we already had done that, so that's kind of a missed opportunity in my opinion, unfortunately. Wasn't I recommending BingX before? Yeah, I still trade on BingX, Pegless. I trade on BingX as one of my main exchanges. I only trade on MEXC, ZoomX, and BingX. But here's the thing. If you're marketing into a trade on BingX, it's not going to give you the price you market it in on if you're trading standard futures. I don't know about perpetual futures, but here's the thing. I trade on BingX for the stocks, Forex, commodities, and indices. I can trade S&P 500 using my tether as margin. You know, for that is why I use ZoomX. I sometimes trade Bitcoin on ZoomX as well, but you have to be swing trading on it. You can't be scalping on it because you will get wrecked with the fees and all that, and the slippage. So look, if you're trading on BingX, I recommend you trade only the assets that you cannot trade on other exchanges. For me, MEXC is just unbeatable with the fees and all that. I mean, look, if you hold 1,000 MX tokens, they will give you 0.01% taker fees, 0% limit order fees, right? It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. All right, Bitcoin's still consolidating within this thing. Do I use a trading bot? You know, I haven't really I haven't used one in a while. The Crypto Fusion trading bot is still a thing, but the unfortunate thing about that is we had it working on Bybit, they took away Bybit. We worked real hard to get it on BitGet, and then they took away BitGet. We can't get it on MEXC right now. We cannot get it on ZoomX. So it can only right now work on FeeMex, which is unfortunate. And I don't use FeeMex, so yeah. J-Boy Bullish said, his mom said, if I can't afford VIP, I can't afford to trade. That's funny. My mom said the same thing, which is why I started VIP. Shout out to Gabriel Valdez. Shout out to Aaron G. He can't afford anything but to trade. How do you get your money off MEXC? You just withdraw. You just withdraw. Are you having issues with it? They have really good support. MEXC has really good support. You can hit them up. They will even reimburse you if there's a scam wick or something. I've had nothing but positive experiences with MEXC. Besides a few times when the network goes down during high volatility. It's happened to me once. All right. All exchanges have issues. I've never had an issue withdrawing money. If you have an issue, reach out to their support. The Day and Boogs workout collab would be epic. Man, that'd be so dang epic. But unfortunately, I'm just not on that level. But that would be epic. Speaking of FeeMex, I stopped because of fees. I just didn't like FeeMex. The mobile app was clunky. The desktop was clunky. I was having issues with slippage. Even with a $250,000 position, I wouldn't get filled on a limit order. It's like there wasn't enough liquidity. I'm like, what the heck, man? I'm not trading with millions of dollars like other YouTubers out there. You know, and it's like, come on, that didn't get filled? And then also, I try and mark it in and it would load. I'd mark it in a trade and it would load like this. It would spin around and I wouldn't get in until price already moved 0.5%. I was like, well, what the heck? So I stopped using FeeMex, you know? So, who's the Boogs? Eric Bugenhagen, man. Eric Bugenhagen is, I guess he's a WWE wrestler now, but he used to be just a normal wrestler plus a real strong guy on YouTube, sharing golden tidbits about how to be jacked. So Sammy Ben Sadak, for price discovery, I use fib extensions. In fact, the legendary Soul short that I took from the all-time high was a fib extension. That's how I do it in price discovery. Yep, fib extensions for sure. Bullish vision. Can I afford to eat carbs? Are those a no? Oh man, bullish vision. I eat on average between 500 and 700 grams of carbohydrate a day. I eat so many carbs. I love carbs. Give me all those carbs. I'm not low carb. I'm not keto. No, I eat carbs. You know? People like to hate on carbs, but you know, carbs are kind of biblical, right? Jesus says, I am the bread of life. Man, if bread was so bad, he would have said, I am the butter of life or something, you know? Man, I love me some carbohydrates. What happened to the giveaway? Well, the giveaway, we still haven't hit 1,000 likes, but here's the thing. I've been giving time limits for the giveaway, right? I said we can get 1,000 likes within the first half hour, we'll do a giveaway. Then I said within the next 5 minutes we could do a giveaway. Because if I don't put a time limit on it, people get a bot in here, and then we have like 1,000 people in the stream with like 9,000 likes. And that's bad for the algo. You know? Do I only eat potatoes? I don't only eat potatoes, but I do avoid grains. So pretty much I eat potatoes, squash, and pseudo grains like buckwheat and millet and quinoa. You guys ever heard of this thing called quinoa? Bullish vision likes carbs too much. I mean, look, like, you know, here's the thing about carbs. It's like, I think everyone's body is different. So, you know, if you need carbs, then you should eat carbs. The only people I know who thrive on a low or no carb diet are people who are like 100 pounds overweight and very sick, and then all of a sudden they like cut out carbs and they feel amazing. But if you're lean and you're active, I think you need those carbs. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. And also, like, ketosis is like the backup energy. It's like the generator. It's like the generator, like when the power goes out and you're on your generator. It's not supposed to be that way. Like, you're not supposed to be like stuck on fat only. That's like starvation mode, like. So, but I think it can benefit people, you know. Satoshi Nakamoto. That's a weird way to spell quinoa, Satoshi Nakamoto. Yeah, I love quinoa as well. Big news, 6 Juanita has opened her door. Oh man. Yeah, I'll be honest too, like I don't know how people have energy without carbs. I've tried it, trust me. I've tried everything. I'm a weird guy, man. I'm a very extreme guy. Or everything I do in life is to the utmost extreme. All right? I got one tattoo and I covered my whole arm, okay? Because it's extreme. I'm not going to get a little tattoo. No, I'm going to get a sleeve. Right? So, like, everything I do is extreme. So I've been vegan for almost a whole year. I've been carnivore for multiple months. Not as long as I did the whole vegan thing, right? I've tried a whole bunch of diets. I count my dang calories. I count my dang macros. I'm very extreme. Okay? But, I'm just a fan of a balanced diet. Like, if you're eating whole foods, alright? I'm not talking about processed food. If you're eating nothing that comes in a package, right? Single ingredient foods, and you're active, then, I think you're good. Have I ever tried dry fasting? Oh man. Elevated mindset? I have not, alright? I've done water fasting a lot. I have not tried dry fasting. Sounds interesting. But man, that's intense. No, I don't eat grits. I don't eat oatmeal. Why don't I eat these things? I don't necessarily think that they're bad, but for me, they don't fuel my body the way I like. In moderation, they're okay. So, like, I can only tell you guys my own experience. If I'm gonna eat grain every day, if I'm gonna eat oatmeal every day, or wheat every day, even if it's sprouted, organic, whole wheat berries, or sprouted, organic wheat flour that it's not been sprayed with glyphosate and all that, even if I'm gonna eat that, if I eat it every day, I notice a decrease in my performance over time. And I'll also notice that I get some skin issues, like I get dry skin. This could just be my own body growing up, you know, injected and all these weird things that were over. When I was a kid, I was very, very, very unhealthy, right? Extremely unhealthy. But I've noticed that for me, if I'm gonna eat grains on a regular basis, at first I feel amazing. Like if I were to eat 3 bagels right now, tomorrow I would feel amazing. If I ate 3 bagels a day, after a week and a half, I would be sluggish, I'd be tired, I'm just not on the top of my game. So, same with oatmeal. If I eat oatmeal every day, it's the same thing. I know that's weird, right? Why were I vegan? Why was I vegan? I was just, I was experimenting, man. Like, to be honest with you, like, there were some vegan people in my life, and when I thought about it, I'm like, it makes sense, you know, that, it just made sense to me at the time. It wasn't until I experienced it that I realized this is not a good thing, you know? Do you eat sardines? I do, and I love sardines. Alright, shout out to Rendell. He's been carnivore for a year. Endless energy, never any crashes. Well, good, man. I'm glad. I'm glad. Drifter can't give up coffee. Me neither. I have 1 cup of coffee every day from the big 20-ounce Market Cipher mug that's no longer for sale. That was autographed by CryptoFace himself. White rice is healthier than brown. Yeah, if I'm gonna eat a grain, it will actually be white rice, Satoshi Nakamoto. That's my go-to grain. In fact, I forgot to mention, I do eat rice probably a few times a week. White rice. Yeah, for sure. Did I start to get moobs as a vegan? No, I started to get... my body started to break down as a vegan. My body started to break down as a vegan. After 3 months, I had consistent lower back pain. And, I didn't know what it was. It was so bad that I was sleeping on the floor on my back. I remember that, and... because the pain was so bad, I couldn't lie on like a normal bed. And I didn't know what it was, right? I'm going to like an orthopedic physical therapist and all this, and like, and I just had weird pains, like my joint. I got tendonitis, I got tennis elbow, and just like lack of energy. I didn't even link it to the veganism because back then, I didn't understand the importance of nutrient-dense foods. I was all about the macros, right? So I did it in a way where I made sure my protein was high. I supplemented with a vegan protein powder, okay? I ate a lot of beans and legumes and nuts. I made sure my carbs, my proteins, and my fats were very similar to when I was not a vegan. I was supplementing with omega-3 from fish. Okay, I wasn't a pure vegan because I wasn't a religious vegan. I was just experimenting with the diet. And so, yeah, I ate fish oil, supplemented with vitamin B, and like, and I had an iodine supplement and everything, right? I wanted to do it right. It wasn't until I went on vacation with my family and I ate steak every night, and I realized all my back pain was gone, right? I ate steak, I ate ice cream. I know it's not the healthiest foods, but then I put 2 and 2 together and I realized, hey, this isn't the best thing for me. And that's when I realized it wasn't the best thing for me. CryptoFace is only 19? I thought he was 17. Pretty sure CryptoFace is 17, you know what I'm saying? Chicken and broccoli are bust. Yeah, for sure, man. That's the stuff. Alright, is Bitcoin gonna break out or what, man? Is Bitcoin gonna break out or what? Why don't I use BitMEXC? It's kind of old school, right? I mean, like, that's what people used before Bybit. And I honestly didn't even trade before Bybit. I didn't trade future. I didn't short. I didn't leverage trade before Bybit. Bybit was the first exchange that I used, and then I switched over to trading futures on Binance and Bybit, because Binance you could trade all the altcoins. And then I never even got into BitMEX, you know. Nah, CryptoFace, I'm pretty sure he's 16 or 17. The triangle ends in 4 hours. XMR looks so right. Man, I'm a big fan of XMR. Shout out to Revy. Wait for New York close. Yeah, maybe that'll be our big move up will be New York close. That could be nice. That could be nice. Yeah, I'm pretty sure CryptoFace is 15. All you guys who think he's 30. No, I'm pretty sure he's 15. I'm going to go on record right now and say CryptoFace is 15. Yeah, tattoos can be addicting, Sabrina. I would agree with that. It is a strange thing. It is a strange thing. Drifter Games went vegetarian for a year and it was horrible. Rendell says grains are terrible for you. Oatmeal blocks mineral absorption, he says. You know, I don't buy that the vegetables and the grains are bad for you. Yes, Dave Digital, okay, Dave Digital's correct. CryptoFace just now celebrated his 13th birthday. Alright, that is true. Let's touch the bottom of the flag again. That would be really nice because we have the Fibonacci 382 right down there. You know? Oh, my bad. CryptoFace is 19, says Moto Mayhem 83. My bad. Yeah, you're right. He's 19. He's 19. Oh, shout out to James Wen. CryptoFace is 7, actually. Yes, James, you're right. My bad. You're right. You're right. How am I always in a profitable trade? Well, I hold trades. I mean, I've been literally in this trade since Monday, so... You know... Are tattoos against the Bible? Well, you know, it's interesting, right? I've gone through different phases of thought upon this. I would say, right now, I'm gonna give you a cop-out answer. I say it depends. Oh, sorry, CryptoFace is 7.5. Can we go longer than 48K? Yeah, I do. So my final target for Bitcoin is going to be 50K. Yeah, CryptoFace is the man. Like, I'm not even kidding. I actually do wear a Market Cypher shirt every day, in case people are wondering. J-Boy Boys, yeah, we had that convo once about the tattoos. Shout out to CryptoFace. Happy birthday, CryptoFace. This stream is spreading more CryptoFace misinformation than any other stream. What's my biggest loss to date? I think my biggest loss ever was 13K. It's either 13 or 15K. It was an odd number above 10K. Everybody cherry picks the Bible. That's true. A lot of people cherry pick. I do my best to be consistent, but you know, everyone's got their own. CryptoFace is 12. How do you cash out crypto? Well, the way I cash out crypto, Martin, is I do it through Coinbase. Yeah, Astro says this, and that's kind of where I'm at as well. I lean on the Astro side, but I think it's more nuanced as well, because there's a lot of other things to consider. If I had no tattoos right now, I would never get another tattoo. That's where I'm at with it. But what Astro says here is why I say it depends. Shout out to Astro. How long did it take to be profitable in trading? Well, for me, it took about 3 years, but I did it the stupid way. if I was new and I would go back in time and just do everything that I do now instead of wasting my time gambling. But everyone says that, right? Everyone says that. We all have a crypto face poster in our rooms. I do. Yeah, if Raymond Hickey says something very important, if you don't know how to cash out crypto, don't trade on leverage. That's a really good point, man. That's a really good point. Crypto Face is Benjamin Button. Jason and Crypto Face are actually brothers. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I really like Crypto Face. Shout out to Crypto Face. I'll be honest with you. You know, Crypto Face, when I was a baby YouTube channel, he took a chance on me. He had me on his channel. You know, I could have turned against him. I could have done all this. He really helped me out a lot, not just on YouTube, but also just in life, man. He's a really cool guy. He's offered me some good advice in life. And him and his brother, I have nothing but good things to say about him. Genuinely good guys. And, you know, shout out to ZoomX again for the anti-FOMO goggles that they sent me a whole pack of these along with the hat. So guys, if you're ever feeling like you're gonna FOMO into a trade, put on these goggles. You know, you can actually see through the goggles. You can actually see through these goggles. You don't, they just keep you from FOMOing. They just keep you from FOMOing, but you can see through them, no problem. You can see through them, no problem. I'll prove it to you. I can read the chat right now while I'm wearing these goggles. DG says, ha 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 ha. And now Gona Top G says, how much percent annually is profitable to make you only use Market Cipher B and market structure? I don't quite understand the question. What will you do if you have a big stop loss or failed with plans several times? Look, you just got to stick to your plans. Good risk management. If you take 7 losses in a row, which happens sometimes, then that 8th trade, probably going to be a winner. I mean, if you know you have a strategy that has a high win rate, you really don't have to worry about it. You know? You want to meet Flopping Grover? Yeah, he seems like a cool guy as well. Is 1% gains a day good? Yes. If you can get 1% a day, I'd say that's great. You know, I'd say that's great. You know, here's the thing. I wouldn't really focus as much on making a certain percent. I would focus on executing good trades, right? Executing good trades. Because you might not be able to make 1% a day, and if you try and force it, then you might get wrecked. Just focus on good trades, focus on growing the account slow over time, you know? That's what I can say. If you're chasing a percent, if you're chasing a dollar amount, it's going to be really tough, because how can you sit here and say that I'm going to be able to make 1% in a day, right? You might not get a trade that allows you to make 1%. You might not get that setup. You might. And, you know, a good trade could probably make you a lot more than 1%, but you might not. So just focus on the process over time. Don't get trapped into the 1% a day. You might start forcing setups that shouldn't be there. You know what I'm saying? Am I dating Crypto Face? Nah. Nah. It's a face diaper for everyone's safety. No, this is not a face diaper for your safety. This is literally a FOMO. This is a FOMO, an anti-FOMO goggle set. Alright? When will the mega dump start? Man, I don't know. Any day now, right? How did I learn how to trade? Just by taking billions of courses online and being around other really good traders. That's how. What's my suggestion for traders that don't have a lot of money? My suggestion is you trade the same way that you would trade if you had a lot of money. I mean, that's really all it is. I mean, if you have very little money, first of all, consider yourself blessed. If you're getting into trading with very little money, that means you have very little to lose. All right? But you need to trade the way you would trade if you had a lot of money, which is the 3 pillars of trading. All right? Number 1, risk management. Don't risk more than 1% of your stack per trade. The other part of risk management is make sure you are only taking trades that have more potential reward than risk. So if your trade setup looks like this, where you are risking 1% to make 1%, that is bad. Why? Because if you lose 3 trades in a row, and then your 4th one's a win, you just lost 3%. But if you focus on trades that are like 2 or 3 times more reward than risk, well, guess what? Now you lose 3 trades in a row, and that 4th one, you're up on your whole account 1%. So same win rate, but now you're in profit because you focused on keeping your risk low and keeping your targets high, right? And then the second aspect to that is have a strategy, period. I don't care if you use Market Cipher, if you use the RSI, Bollinger Bands, if you just blindly trade fib levels, I don't care what your strategy is. Have a strategy, because anything that gives you more than a 50-50 shot is going to increase your profitability, right? You could be profitable without a strategy. There's YouTube videos of guys out there taking random trades, and each trade they're shooting for 3 times more reward than risk, and at the end of a year they're profitable. Okay? If you have anything that gives you more than a 50-50 shot, anything, and you're doing that with good risk management, you're gonna make money over time. Are you gonna be rolling in the dough in a month? Of course not. But you're not gonna wreck yourself, and you're gonna slowly grow your account. The third thing, and this is the hardest thing, and this is the one that wrecks everybody, is having the patience and the discipline to stick to the first 2 things. So like, it's so easy to learn about risk management. Okay, here's the formula. It's so easy to learn about a strategy. Oh, I only trade when X, Y, and Z happens. It's so easy. Even my 4-year-old could learn those concepts, right? But the hard part is the discipline and the patience to actually wait for one of the setups to present itself and then take that trade using the good risk management and not letting a loss get to your head and then revenge trade and gamble away weeks of gains in one freaking trade because your mind wasn't in the right spot. You know? So man, shout out to Drifted Games, shilling the course in the Uber. Man, I should give you a coupon. What are the good traders that I've learned from? Lots of good traders, my friend. Lots of good traders. A lot of them even in my own group. What about my 5-second scalping strategy? What are the benefits? The benefits of the 5-second scalping strategy are manifold, my friend. The benefits of the 5-second scalping strategy are you can take trades that have a very, very good risk to reward ratio and be in and out, right? So like, for example, a 5-second scalp might be something like this. We even need to go down to like a super low time frame for it, but this might be an example of a 5-second scalp here. All right, this is a 0.5% move. A 0.5% move. But it's a 5-to-1 risk reward. Meaning, if you're risking 1%, you're making 5% on your whole account in one trade, and it only takes a 0.5% move. You could do this I mean, I haven't, I'll be honest with you guys, trading this way will absolutely demand every ounce of your mental concentration, and it will leave you feeling like you just ran a marathon. If you spend hours trading this way, it is absolutely going to drain you. It feels like work, okay? It's not relaxed. It's fun, and it's nice, but it's not relaxed, okay? But because you can look for trades like this, you can rake in the profits, right? You can rake them in. I mean, you could take a few trades a day. I was taking trades a day, and you know, I made 25K in a month only scalping the 5 second. All right, which is crazy. I mean, when you look at some of the days I had here doing this too, they were, you know, almost $5,000 in a day. You know, on some of those days. So it's like, you could really make a lot of money, but here's the thing. It's demanding. It's so demanding. I haven't done that in a while, and I'm glad. I'm honestly glad. I feel like I'm taking a vacation from it. It's fun. I'm gonna be doing it again for sure, but I've just been kind of swing trading, day trading, and it's been fine. You know, it's been fine. It's been fine. Especially in these markets, it's been fine. Yeah, November was a crazy month. The 5 second scalp strategy. December, much more chill. Much more chill. But December's cheating, actually, because honestly, with these long trades that just keep running and running, it's like my P&L is pretty good for the past week. Like, for the past week, my total P&L is about 12K. That's not so bad. But that's not normal. If I'm trading this style, where I'm not really scalping, I'm taking, like, I haven't even taken a trade today, but I'm still, wait, that's not true. Did I short today? No, that was yesterday. I did take some profits though. I took some profits today. That's how I got that realized profit. But, you know, if I'm in relaxed trade mode, I'm definitely not typically going to be doing that. But because we've been getting these massive moves, I've been able to do it. So it's been a nice break. But I'm definitely going to go back to the 5 second scalping if things get less volatile. The 5 second scalping works amazing in small range markets. You know, it really does work amazing in the ranges. Because it actually doesn't work in these massive pumps. Like, you don't get many signals. But if you're in like the low volatility, like back in November, when I was doing it in this whole zone here, this is where it's very profitable. I mean, low volatility, boring stuff. This is where that 5 second strategy really does well back in November. And I had no idea that these trades were going to be so crazy. I mean, like this trade that I'm in right now, I'm long from here. I had no idea it was going to end up being so massive. So it's been nice, honestly, because, you know, I love trading, but it's been nice to kind of chill a little bit. All right, shout out to Girthquake. Do I use leverage on the 5 second strategy? Heck yeah, I use leverage. Are you kidding me? Of course, you have to use leverage because you're going to be taking trades that require way more money than you have in your account. If you have a 0.1% stop loss, it means you got to 10x leverage your full account if you're risking 1%. I'm not accounting for the fees. Shout out to J-Boy Bullets. He was squatting today, saying ass to grass. Shout out to Rendell. Rendell, hit me up in Discord, bro. Hit me up in the free Discord. White Phoenix is an amazing trader. He really is. Boyne's an amazing trader. White Phoenix is an amazing trader. K-Pax is an amazing trader. How to find the 5-second scalping strategy. I have a free video on it, okay? Alright, we got other super chats in here. Hang on. Shout out to Lil Trailblazer X. Alright, you want to take a look at this coin here? Alright, let's take a look. Let me just double check if we have any other super chats. No. Okay. Alright, we'll check it out. Lil Trailblazer X. Alright, we'll check it out. Money sign walking. This should be my coin. Money sign walking, baby. We're just walking all day. Raking in those money signs, baby. Don't zoom out too much. It looks like a giant bull flag. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Where is K-Pax? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, so this looks pretty nice. I'd say we definitely have a hidden bullish divergence right now. And we're coming down to support. I will say this, though. Oh, man, like, I'll be honest with you. So there's one of two scenarios. If we reclaim the high volume node, that could be a nice bounce from there. But if not, I would just enjoy so much to take out these lows with a bullish divergence. That would be really nice, in my opinion. But this definitely looks like a bull flag. This would be my preferred setup here. This, I mean, it's just such an easy one. It's so easy. We have our level. Price loses and reclaims the level with a bullish divergence. When price reclaims the level, you have the long setup. The stop loss goes below where we wick down to. And, you can shoot for the highs of the range or higher. I mean, let's check out the 4-hour. I would say I would really, really like to take those lows. And if the 4-hour can give us a hidden bullish divergence and the 1-hour give us a regular bullish divergence, that's really nice. So if the 4-hour like comes down like this, oversold below the 60 line, while we're like making that really nice higher low, retesting this support resistance flip here, you know, that to me looks like the nice setup right there. It's like the nice setup for me. Shout out to Crypto Crank with the super chat. Why haven't I got my Paolu ID? Well, I don't even really care to get back on Bybit right now, to be honest with you. I probably should in case something happens to MEXC or whatever. I should get it though. You're right. I just don't really care. I'm over Bybit. You know, it took me a long time to get over her. When she first told me she was leaving me, I sat there for a long time thinking, how am I ever going to move on? I'm not even kidding with you guys. How am I going to move on? I don't like FEMEX. BitGet, I don't like. It's clunky. But then MEXC came into my life. And, you know, she met me where I was at. You know, I was feeling down. She said, don't worry, Jay. I'll give you some really low fees. Okay? And my mobile app, super smooth. And not only that, Jay, you can schlong inverse perpetual. You can schlong and linear at the same time. You could be in 4 Bitcoin trades at the same time, she said. And I said, you know, maybe a second date is in order here. We went out to Olive Garden. We bought a nice bottle of white Zinfandel, Shutter Home, very cheap. We ate some weird pasta dish, kind of a little bit stale pasta, crispy. But we didn't care about the food because the connection was there. The chemistry was there. And then, finally, on the third date, she let me know, Jason, no KYC. You don't even need a VPN. She said, look, I might tell you I require a VPN, But Jason, let me tell you, I don't really care. I don't really care. You could just click the X and just trade without a VPN anyway. I'm not going to hold it against you, unlike your ex. Okay? Shout out to XRP88. He says, I'm a Christian and a roofer and a flat earther because I don't believe there's people standing upside down right now. And the Bible says there is a firmament. Shout out to my man XPR88. Shout out to my man J-Boy Bullish. J-Boy Bullish was just telling me that J-Boy Bullish knows another guy who has a similar view about the earth. That's interesting. Give Toros Crypto a shout out? Yeah, I'll give Toros Cryptos. Shout out to Luke from Toros Crypto. Everyone go like and subscribe. Toros Crypto literally is the most underrated crypto channel right now on YouTube. Every single day, he comes out here giving his trading plans. And not only does he give his trading plans, but I mean, he literally gives out. I mean, he does the equivalent of what I do in the VIP for free on YouTube every single day. And then his VIP is even more juicy. All right, check him out. Toros Crypto. Most underrated channel on YouTube, literally. And he also walks on a treadmill, and he plays 80s synthwave music, and we both, and he's an ex-musician like myself. We have a lot in common, me and Luke. In fact, we're probably going to collab soon. It's been a while since we collabed. Alright, shout out to, we got some super chats up in here. Alright, do I use leverage? Of course I use leverage. Alright, should we check out Ator? Check out Ator. Alright, shout out to Alviez Concrete Request Token. Sure, I haven't really heard of Request Token, but alright, yeah, okay, so we gotta do Ator and then Request Token. Ator and then Request Token. Sorry, XPR88. Man, when you're talking to crypto people and you got X, P, and R in your name, our minds are gonna read. It's like when you're reading words without vowels. You know what I'm saying? Alright, Ator. I want to know, when people are asking for these coins, are you guys actively trading these coins? Are you hodling these coins? Are you trading? Are you hodling? Wow. So I would say this thing. Got a bounce from the 786. Retesting value area high. Bullish divergences. I don't really know what else to say about it because I don't know anything about it. If anything, if it's going to continue bullishly, I mean, we've come down to a really nice support resistance flip. The only thing I don't like, well, I shouldn't even say that, right? I mean, if we're going to continue pumping, this is probably the spot that we're going to pump from. I mean, honestly. I wouldn't... Did we get a bullish div here? Yeah, we did. Alright, I would say if we're going to keep pumping, this is where it's going to be pumping from. Right? I'd say that this is where we would pump from. We got a low, a higher, higher, low, a higher, high. We're coming down for the golden pocket retest. We have a bullish div on the 1 hour at the retest. It looks bullish to me. It looks more bullish than bearish, I'll be honest with you. We had a really nice pullback right into a key support. We got a bounce and a retest. If we're going to bounce, it's going to be from here. All right. I'm trying to find the other super chat. What happened to my other super chat? What's the coin? All right, request token. All right, request token. This is the 1 hour. Let's go to the daily. Oof. I mean, it's definitely looks like there's low liquidity here because of all these wicks. If you're, I really don't like the look of the chart. If you're bullish on it and you're holding it on spot, if it goes to its all-time high, you definitely have a lot of gains to make here. This is not something I would look to leverage trade. Simply because of these wicks. I mean, it's crazy. So I don't really see anything good here, to be honest with you. I'm really sorry, but it's like there's so much liquidity to the downside right now. Based on this horrible market structure, we could just so easily just slide right back down. To the upside, there's so much liquidity to the upside right now. We could just shoot up and take all these highs here. We've got 1, 2, 3 highs in a row right here, just waiting to get like stopped out. And then we've got these highs. So I don't know. It doesn't look very good based on the chart for anything that I would like to trade or invest in. If you have a fundamental reason for being in it, by all means, man. You do your thing. You do your thing. Have I tried Prime XBT? Yeah, you know what? I'm too stupid for Prime XBT. It's the most unintuitive exchange literally in the world. You can't take partial profit. I don't even know if you can change your leverage. It's like, you know, it's like using Windows 3.1. It's like playing Minesweeper on Windows 3.1. That's what Prime XBT is. Alright, it's like playing Minesweeper on Windows 3.1. It's very clunky. You gotta push all these buttons. You don't know what the next button does. All of a sudden you clicked on a bomb and you lose the dang game. You know? Alright, let's see. Let's get back into our chat here. Noah's Ark is about collecting DNA. Says XPR88. There's a lot of mixing human DNA with animals to make hybrid creatures in ancient times. Yeah, I totally agree with that. I don't know if Noah's Ark is about collecting DNA, but I definitely think it's about preserving. Yeah, I do think it's about preserving DNA. I think it's about preserving human DNA for certain. And probably animal as well. Dennis wants to know, how can we manage to use a small stop to maximize position size for small accounts? The same way you do it for a big account, my friend. I mean, the same way. You calculate the position size. So the only way to do it is you have to learn how to scalp. Right? You have to learn how to scalp. Scalping can be very profitable. But that's the only way to use the tight stop is scalping. You have to have a very, very specific level that you're looking to trade. You know what I'm saying? Very, very specific level that you're looking to trade. Look, I don't say that Prime XBT is a bad exchange, right? But I know, right? Divine Hood, we're getting old. I know, right? CryptoCoons, you hate when you lose the dang game. But that's how I feel when I'm using the Prime XBT interface. It feels old school. It's like clunky. It's not even Windows 95. It's Windows 3.1. Is Bitcoin going to get a retrace? Who knows? We are getting a move down now, so who knows? I don't know. I wish I knew. If we come down a little bit lower, I'm honestly looking for the 382 and the 618 to add to this long that I'm in right now. And if we come lower than that, we'll have to reassess, and we'll come back tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow's live stream will be short. We'll be in a short trade tomorrow. Who knows? How long do my 5-second trades last for? Man, anywhere from like 30 seconds to hours. Okay. What do I think about Zilliqa? I don't know. Like, there's a lot of hype last bull run. This time around, who knows? Maybe it will be the next Neo. Who knows? Daltoff says Prime XBT is not a bad exchange. It's just a explicitive exchange. Is XRP going to get shafted? No, I don't think it will. I don't think XRP. I think it'll pump just like everything else. It's too big. It'll probably hit $1 for sure. For sure. I don't really hold XRP too much. I have a little bit. I do think it'll probably hit $1. I'll be honest. So Ars Nia Gazelle says the best Bitcoin trading strategy is to buy and hold. Maybe. I mean, look. If you're buying and holding Bitcoin, unless you're also selling Bitcoin, you're not making any money. You're just watching the numbers go up and down, which is fine if that's your thing. There's going to come a day when your Bitcoin's going to be worthless. I mean, really, that day is going to come, right? So make sure you have a plan to cash out, to do some things in life, right? Maybe, you know, build an off-grid homestead, 100% solar powered, 100% well water, where you're growing your own food, raising your own animals with your Bitcoin. And also, here's the other thing. Let's say you don't want to sell your Bitcoin because you're kind of bullish on it, right? So you didn't sell at 69K and you held all the way down to 15K and you bought more and now you're holding again, but you don't want to sell. Well, guess what? There's this thing called margin trading where you can take some of your Bitcoin and use it to make more Bitcoin or Tether. So then you can have your HODL portfolio that you're not selling and watch the numbers go up, feel good in the bull market, feel bad in the bear market. And then you can be on your trading over here and you can make Bitcoin and Tether on a day-to-day basis. And you could be making money consistently over time. You could be stacking your Bitcoin over time. You could be realizing profits every single week that goes into your actual bank account while you're still just buying and holding Bitcoin. And then actually, you don't even have to buy the Bitcoin. You just make more Bitcoin on these stupid little trades. A little chunk here, a little chunk there. I made a quarter Bitcoin on this trade. In the last few days, I didn't buy a single Bitcoin. So, yeah, I hear where you're coming from, but, you know, I have a slightly different opinion. But no, it's good. I mean, it's good. Especially if you know how to sell. A lot of people don't know how to sell. Shout out to J-Boy Bullish. He says, pee outside barefoot. That way you can wash your feet while you pee. Shout out to Lil Trailblazer X. Just bought some walking coin. It's probably going to go 10x. That would be cool. Will Bitcoin pump again? I say the probabilities say yes. Bitcoin will pump again. But we might dump from here. Do I expect a pump today? Boom Select, I was expecting a pump today. As a Wednesday, I thought we'd probably put in our weekly high today. Maybe we put it in last night. I'm hoping to get a little bit higher today. Oh. Yeah, so time, the reason why I have two separate longs open at the same time is because I'm trading two different pairs. I'm trading the Bitcoin USDT pair and the Bitcoin USD pair. So that's why. What do I think about the regulations for all the exchanges? I think, Brett 2 cents, there's going to come a time where we're not going to be able to do what we do now. And I'm just enjoying it while I can. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think. All right, guys. Well, man, we've been on here for a long time, haven't we? And man, this has been probably the most volatile Bitcoin's ever been in all my streams. When would I sell all my spot? I will never sell all my spot, Rock Ton Road. Never. I will never sell all my. I will never have less than 3 Bitcoin ever in my life. That's a promise I made to myself. I will never have less than 3 Bitcoin, never. But I'm not afraid to sell spot Bitcoin because I'm all about making profits, man. What is my most memorable trade? My personal most memorable trade is longing Bitcoin December 27th, 2020. Or was it? No, January. It might have been January 27th, 2021. It was right before Elon Musk tweeted and Bitcoin was consolidating after a big move up, and we printed a daily green dot. And I just took the long, low leverage, and I held that thing for like 2 or 3 months, I think. And it was so memorable, mostly because I was basically trading with my spot Bitcoin. And this is when Bitcoin, you know, when Bitcoin was pumping up from like 30K-ish to like 40K plus. It was a really euphoric feeling because I remember I couldn't believe how high the Bitcoin price was. And I'm watching not only my portfolio grow, but I'm inverse perpetual on, I think I had 4 Bitcoin in the trade, low leverage, you know, and I'm just watching my Bitcoin multiply before my eyes. So not only is the Bitcoin price going up, but I'm getting more Bitcoin as the price is going up. I'm like, this is crazy. But the funny thing is, I did make a lot of money on that trade. But I've made more on other trades, but it was the most memorable because it was just a very special time. It was a very special time. Let's just put it that way. Let's see if I can find that Bitcoin trade. It was right here. Alright, it was January 27th. It was January 27th. I remember I took the trade. I went upstairs. I told my wife, Big Butts 28. I said, Big Butts 28, I just took a long. She said, how do you feel about it? I said, well, it's either going to make me a lot of money or it's going to lose me a lot of Bitcoin. But I was pretty confident, man. I was pretty dang confident in that long, and I held it. I just kept trailing the stop loss, so I eventually got stopped out around here. I guess around May or something. Maybe it was Feb. No, I kept trailing the stop, basically. A lot below the last swing low, so I probably ended up with my stop. Now, no, I got stopped out in February. So it felt a lot longer than it was, guys. But if you guys remember, this was a very euphoric time in Bitcoin. A 100% move to the upside. It was just unbelievable. Because, you know, I've been in Bitcoin since it was $600. So you wake up every morning and you're checking the charts. And it's like, I can't even believe this is real, is how you would feel. You can't even believe it's real. It just is a weird thing. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. When you buy an asset at 600 and then it's 60,000, something is like, you're like, is this real? That was the most memorable trade. And yeah, and then a few days later, Elon Musk tweeted, you know, and I hodled this too. I did not take any profits. I was looking at this as like, I'm gonna multiply my spot Bitcoin, low leverage. I think I was like 3x. And I just had like 4 Bitcoins in here. So let's see, what did I do? I did like a 41% gain on 4 Bitcoin. So I made a little bit less than 2 Bitcoin on it. But you know what? At the time, that was an unbelievable trade, and that still is unbelievable. 2 Bitcoin at 40 bucks, that's 80K. So what, we're talking maybe like 60K, 50K worth of Bitcoin. That was pretty wild. That's my most memorable trade. What else was a really memorable trade? Oh, I know. I know what a really, really memorable trade was, guys. I took a 100x leverage long on the day that Bitcoin topped out. The day that Bitcoin hit the all-time high, I took a 100x leverage long trade, and I made a YouTube video showing the long trade. I made 600 bucks in like 10 minutes. I closed the long trade. I took my truck to get repaired because there was something wrong with it. And I remember posting in Discord, I'll see you guys at the bottom. I had no idea it was literally the all-time high. I had no idea. I saw the bearish divs. I'm like, I don't have time to short. I don't have time to get into a trade now. I will just wait it out. Little did I know that was the high. I was waiting for a little bit higher to take my short. But let's go back and take a look at that instance when I took the 100x leverage long. And I actually YouTube videoed me planning the trade and taking the trade and all this. So it's documented that I took this trade. But let's see. We got to go way back in time for this one. Oh man, we got to go back years. November 21st, that was the all-time high. Let's go to the 20th. Oh, we can't go back, guys. We can't do it. Oh well. Oh well. Well, the funny thing is I longed the final blow off top and made 600 bucks, and then that was it. That was the all-time high. That was it. That was the all-time high. Shout out to Aaron G, man. God bless you, bro. Shout out to Bit Burrito. His most memorable trade was making 10K unrealized with no stop loss liquidation. Oh no! I thought you made 10K. Oh my goodness, you made 10K with no stop loss and then liquidated because you fell asleep. Sheesh. Alright guys, well, look, Bitcoin is getting a little bit of a move down here. Yeah, I don't know. Like, look, we understand we have the CME gap. There's a whole bunch of things I could have in here. I don't know. Look, tomorrow, if I'm in a short trade, don't be surprised. I'm saying that. But we need some kind of setup here. I'm going to be done for the day trading. I'm not going to trade anymore today. I'm going to go make dinner for the family. My family's a little under the weather today, guys. So, anyway, I'm going to head out. So, may the Lord bless you all in Jesus' name. Even if you're not religious, I just pray everybody is very blessed. You know, seek the Lord in all things. And, yeah, may the Lord bless you. May He protect you. May He shine light upon you. May He have grace upon you. May He turn His face towards you and give you wholeness. And I will see everybody in the next stream. Peace.